Folks ask from time to time, what is the purpose of a spiritual community? And I say, well, among other things, it's to hopefully have a different life, a transformed life. That when we come here, that whatever we're going through, we can transform that to something higher. And so each month we bring one of our congregants and members or friends of Spiritual Life Center to share their experience as I ask them a few questions. And today I want you to welcome Paul Sanchez. Come on up. Come on up. You can take the center stage here. And many of you know Paul, but I'm just going to start by asking for your story. What was an obstacle that you faced that led you to your journey?
Obstacle.
Or challenge or difficulty?
We'll just talk about one.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll go 7.5 years ago. I was faced with something that was a little painful, but very necessary. I'd said some powerful prayers, and one of them was, God, I want to be closer to you. And I'm thinking that meant give me all the answers I need so my life runs smooth. I was so immature. I didn't know. What I was really asking for was, God, get everything out of my way so I only hear that one voice. Remove all my distractions. And one of my distractions was my job, and I didn't know at the time. So God removed that for me, and I was not so happy about that. We're good.
Okay. I was just so intrigued by the story. I was waiting for the rest. So let me ask you another question. Okay. Now, what impact did that have on you at that time? What was the impact?
Oh, yeah, it gets better and worse at the same time. So the impact was that I had to look at my life a little differently and not see my job so much as who I am and shift from my whole identity. And it humbled me. It made me kind of a different person. Also not working meant I wasn't making any money. That I was making money that I was used to making, and then I had to take on substitute teaching, which is a lot less, no insurance, and bills were piling up, and it wasn't not a fun time.
So as you were going through this, did you kind of meander, go through a wilderness experience where you didn't quite know what to do?
Wilderness, call it the dukkha, the gu, dark night of the soul. It has many names. It didn't matter. It just felt horrible when you're in that place. I was in that place, and when the pink bills kept coming in that you're late, and I was seeing that my mortgage was about to be late, and I didn't see a way out. And I had a plan to leave. I had a suicidal ideation, and I knew how I was going to do it, but I knew I needed help.
So at some point, since you're here with us today, there was a turning point. What was the turning point that turned things around for you?
Yes. Turning point was, had a therapist, but I got a call from, seriously, when you need that help, it takes a village. Prayer, meditation, all that stuff works. But I got a call from Human Resources at the school district I worked at, and they said, would you be interested in teaching art on a long-term basis? I went, my prayers are answered. I asked for the right and perfect job. Prayers are answered. So I went to the job site, and I recognized the place. It was the same place I had started working at years ago. It was a continuation school. It was called The Job from Hell. It was not a fun place. So I sat in my car about 15 minutes and thinking, why, God? Really? Really, this one? And I decided that must be it. So I listened to that voice and said, go inside, see what this is about, and do it. Just work. And that started shifting things around, just doing instead of being in here so much.
Yeah. So some of the doings may have been some principles or concepts that you used. Could you explain maybe what helped you usher yourself through that experience?
Yes. Besides the therapy, prayer, and meditation, I went back to my 12-step program, 12 powers. I'll name all the numbers, unity principles, 4 agreements. Everything I could think of, I tried and kept working on doing personal work. And a lot of it was being in the head.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing I got out of it was get out of my head and get back into my life, because it's a good life.
So were there other things that you discovered about yourself as you went through this journey?
Yeah, we'll go with the biggest thing I learned was being mindful, slowing down, listening to the voice within, and when it asks a question and you know it's the real voice, to say yes when you need to. And I said yes to many things.
So you're here. So how are you now? What's your life like now?
Yeah, I'm better. Never was wrong. Everything was good. Chaos is order. Order is chaos. It worked out. And I've said yes to a lot of things. Yes to stepping back into my life, into my art, chaplain program, my friends here. I said yes to the interfaith ministry. I'm working on that right now. There are a lot of things I'm saying yes to, but I also say no. But I say yes.
Well, thank you, Paul, for sharing your journey and your story with us this morning.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.